And we're back. Alright.
Someone was following Stanley. He was sure of it. If he checked over his shoulder now, he would surely catch them. It was only a matter of time.
And now the screen are showing strange
Stanley
things.
came to a set of 2 open doors. He entered the door on his left.
Yes, I did. Because I want to see if I can go up to the office again and restart the
Yet
whole
there was
thing.
not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Yes, I did.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk.
Yes.
What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
And let's go down again. This will be the last run for the recording, I think.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control.
No, let's make it 2 runs. I want to see what happens.
This passageway had the word escape written on it. The truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Awesome!
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
No.
At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Yes. I want to see what happens, actually. Hello.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the big picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plugging the eyeballs from a blind man. So he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Yeah, why not?
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Or did it?
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish? When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
The blueprint shows the office from the beginning of the game, the path that Stanley's off. Alright. That's our, and then we go here and here and here and over here. Corridor. The pacing of this opening section was important to get right. This corridor has been moved and altered to make sure the player reaches 2 doors in a good time. Yeah. The 2 doors. Yeah. Filing cabinets. Nature paintings. Stanley's computer. Office computers. Employee database. Other crap. Button sounds. A selection of sounds used throughout the game. When buttons are pressed, each sound is a mix of a keyboard stroke and a synchronized tone. The office. We have a choice here. We can go here or there. We go here. This kind of seems like a museum of all the things. Warzone. Early in development, we designed an ending where Stanley would on the battlefield fighting aliens. The action game would become sentient and would wage war against the narrator. We realized shortly after starting to build it that it was far too jokey and on the nose for the tone of the game. Plus, some people interpreted us making fun of people who like shooters, which was not our intention. Is to lose. Am I going crazy? Maybe it isn't. Okay. Narrator emails. How do you type with boxing gloves on? Okay. How do you make a JRPG? How do you make the worst gifts ever? What's the difference between them? Duck. The office. The lounge. It's this. The apartment timer. In previous versions, choice leading up to the apartment ending, a timer would give you 15 seconds to pick up the phone. Not picking up the phone will lead to a different ending. Yeah, but in this case we could unplug the phone instead. One option. Yeah. Two options. What's the simplest? It's one out. Yeah. Exactly, it leads to the confusing ending. Meeting room. Sending levels. I can't pull any of them. Okay. This actually seems kind of nice. I can't see it. This is the first one. Oh. I can't hear anything though. Ah. The game is now paused. Begin the game, resume option. Ah, okay, the escape menu. Sending. Oh. Yeah. We've been there. countdown desk.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
Let's shut this off.
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let time...
There we go. Yeah, the only one way to win the game is pressing escape and press quit. It kinda sounds like it. Yeah. Stuck. Alright. We'll actually end this here. We've gone through quite a bit of endings. Would you like to see what happens if I actually complete it? Probably. Let's begin the game again.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room to check on his co-workers. He never functioned well by himself and constantly needed support and guidance from others, so the thought of total solitude was terrifying to him. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Let's just go through the game, just as we're supposed to. Let's follow the narrator.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I can sit with this in hours, I believe.
The moment he entered his manager's office, Stanley froze in his tracks. Not a living soul anywhere. Could he really be all alone? This was too much for Stanley to take. Too much for any man to take. He fell to his knees, bursting into half moans, half sobs, the guttural retching of life from a man denied any hope, any reason to keep going. Here on the floor, he lay prone, paralyzed by fear for nearly a full hour. But when at last he began to move about and survey the situation, he found a keypad behind the boss's desk.
Yes.
What could it mean? Was it a sign of hope for Stanley's future? Alas, it was not. Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy. So he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
No, I don't want to. Just let me through. I'm just going to lower back audio.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Thank you. Here we go. Last time. But that was actually kind of interesting, getting to see the museum of all things in the game. Completely worth dying for.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Yes, I am. Give us lights.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Yes.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. the lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Yeah, probably.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Why not?
The proof, the heart of the operation, controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content, walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once more.
There we go. Off. And that does. Will it do anything?
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
Yeah, as soon as it's open.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
That's the lamest ending thus far. But I beat the game. Yes, I did. Alright, that's quite enough. I've seen quite a lot of different kinds of ending, different kinds of stories, different kinds of confusing things, but in the end we beat the game regularly also. So there's more to this game than this, I believe. There's lots and lots more to actually take another choice, make some other door choices or anything, just see where it leads. But I think this is enough. This is a short let's play, 4 episodes, but it's quite enough. So thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next let's play. Bye bye.